Hello YouTube, and this is Skierkowa, and I thought I should clarify a few things after my last video and some of the responses that I've gotten. I thought it was interesting that you can very much tell whether or not someone is an American by how they responded to my last video, and the reason for that appears to be that I guess in other countries, delivery drivers don't traditionally receive tips. Let me be perfectly clear about something. If you live in a country where it is not the custom to tip your pizza delivery driver, then I wasn't talking to you in my last video. And I also know there's two other things. First is that it might have seemed, to someone who doesn't live in a country where it's traditional to tip your delivery driver, it probably seemed like I was being really harsh. But the thing is, in America, really everyone knows you tip your pizza delivery driver. It's just so, it's something, everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. I mean, maybe here and there are individuals who don't know this, but I mean, I can tell you from experience, when I get stiffed at a door, it's not someone being friendly and open and obviously, you know, just oblivious to the fact that they are supposed to tip me. They're friendly, but they're not unfriendly, but they're furtive. They're sort of, you know, they can tell that they're like, this is an awkward interaction because I'm supposed to tip him, but I'm not going to. How do I end this quickly and painlessly? They're embarrassed because they know they're supposed to tip me. And it's just, you know, it's frustrating. They also know that they can count on other people to tip me in order to make sure that I mean, I don't, generally speaking, go home broke unless it was just a really slow night and I didn't get any business, didn't have anything to deliver. It's not, so, you know, it's not ruining my ability to earn a wage, but people just, in America, who don't tip pizza delivery drivers, they know better. At least for the most part, they know better. They just don't care enough. And that's unfortunate. And the other thing that came up a lot is a sense that it, you know, rather than, and actually let me, look, there was one person who sent me a comment recently, and it was the most articulate from Veglin, and I hope I'm saying that right, and please tell me if I'm not. I don't know what country you're actually from, because I haven't looked, but he's not from America. He or she, I don't know. So I understand your frustration, but I think your anger is directed at the wrong people. I'm not American, so it's possible this is just another thing I don't understand about U.S. culture, so you can write this off as a cultural difference. But why pretend outwardly, this is the meat of it here, why pretend outwardly that the delivery charge is voluntary, and then inwardly get angry when people choose poorly, his quotes, or hers. It really annoys me when people aren't upfront about their expectations, and this seems like an institutionalized version of that. Veglin, that is a great point, and you're absolutely right. And I'm not here to defend the institution, or even really to comment about it. I mean, what do I want to say about that? I guess if you were from here, you'd see it differently. It's not just pizza delivery drivers that receive tips, and I don't know, maybe it's the same way over there, but over here, waiters, taxi drivers, bartenders, and a lot of other service providers, and you know, I can't think of any others off the top of my head, but there are others. But it's lesser known, but it's also a good idea to tip the maid who cleans up your hotel room. And the reason that people do this is, historically, the idea is that, and I'll use the example of a bar because it's the easiest one to make clear how it's supposed to work in theory. You know, I walk into a bar in America, and I, you know, call for a drink, bartender comes over, I order my drink, and I pay for my drink, and I tip him like $5. He did almost no work. making me my one drink, but I tip him $5 for almost no work. What does that mean? That means that from the rest of the night, as soon as I want a drink, no matter how busy the bar is, he will make time for me, unless everyone else is giving him $5 too. So it's almost like a sort of genteel bribery. As for your point about it being my employer's job to pay me more rather than my customer's job to make up the difference, well, you have a point there, maybe. But I have two things that I would say about that. First of all, don't blame Domino's if you want to blame the pizza industry in the United States, because the model that they're following is just what everyone else does. And here's your thing: if Domino's decided to pay me more, that would put them at a serious disadvantage compared to other companies, because you're not supposed to, as a representative of the company, you can't talk about tips. Like, I'm not gonna, if you don't give me a tip, I'm not gonna mention it. I'm not gonna say anything. It would be considered very rude, and it would probably get me in trouble if I did. You don't mention, unless the customer mentions it in some capacity, and then you just, answer their question or respond to what they say. But yeah, I don't, Domino's isn't gonna make a commercial saying, hey, don't stiff our drivers, although I'd kind of appreciate it if they did. But on the other, so if they decided, you know what, we're not going to rely on tips anymore, we're just going to pay you minimum wage, and you won't make tips anymore. Well, the customers aren't going to stop tipping when they order Domino's. All that means is Domino's pizza is going to cost more, so they're not going to order it at all. It's just not a good business decision because of the environment created by this tradition, whether you like it or not. So just saying, don't blame Domino's, blame American pizza companies generally. And the other thing I would say is, even if they did do that, even if all the pizza companies switched, Domino's is not going to be paying me as much as I make with tips. If it's a good night, I might make something like $14 an hour, which over here is pretty good. What can I say? Our wages aren't great. If they decided to pay me, they'd pay me half that. It would still be over minimum wage. It's like $7.50 here is minimum wage, and that's about what they'd pay me. They'd pay me minimum wage, because that's what they pay me when I work in as a manager. Yeah, as a manager, I get $7.50 an hour, and that's minimum wage here in this state that I live in. That, if you really wanted to know, you can now find out, because I told you that. But I'm not gonna. Anyway, so it is what it is. I'm not complaining about the fact that I make tips. And, I enjoy delivering pizzas. It's stimulating work. And I get books on CD and throw them in the car, so whenever I'm driving, I'm listening to a book on CD. That's cool. I like that. And with tips, the money's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. And frankly, I don't trust the company to pay me decently. If they saw them, if the situation was one where the company was paying me all of the money I'm going to make, they wouldn't pay me as much as I get. And in America, wages are crap. It's tough to get decent money in America. If you're not in a professional position, which I was in a very professional position, but it was let's just say highly specialized. And I was in the military, and I'm not going to say what I did, and this actually isn't for privacy reasons, it's for more legal reasons. But the very skilled and very technical work that I did is so highly specialized that I couldn't continue to do that without staying in the military, and for just other reasons I couldn't stay in the military. So yeah, I'm out there getting my degree and fighting for my piece of the wage slave pie, and delivering pizzas is one of the better gigs to land. So having the employers just pick up the check would just take that angle out of it. If the employers were paying us, then delivering pizzas would be no better than working at McDonald's. That's how it would happen here. I don't know, maybe it's better over there. Maybe, but wherever you live. And I'm assuming that at least a chunk of the people who've responded this way are from the UK. I haven't looked into it at all. But just because I know that most of my non-American viewers are probably from the UK. Hey guys, by the way, I do appreciate you watching my channel. And I hope I didn't offend anyone, and I'm sorry if I did. And, you know, I love you guys, and I'm glad you watch my channel, and I will try to have more traditionally entertaining Skierkowa Studio Logia videos coming up. But thanks for watching, and where's the button that says that you're done doing this? I don't... Okay, here we go. Bye.